Welcome back. Now we have seen how to derive sizing for new cloud migration. It is equally important to validate the cloud migration, and we should be performing unit testing as well as load testing of the database. The tool we are going to discuss is real application testing that provides SQL performance analyzer as well as database replay. The SQL performance analyzer helps with unit testing of SQLs, and database replay helps with load testing of SQLs. So in addition, real application testing also provides database consolidation workbench, which is an ideal tool for getting advice on cloud migration. Real application testing provides 4 different tools which helps with testing all changes during a cloud migration. So, starting with consolidation workbench, it helps move workload to Oracle Cloud safely as well as quickly. It also estimates the required cloud compute size and shapes for any cloud migration. User can use OCI database systems to migrate and test the workload before they can finalize on moving to Oracle Cloud infrastructure. So a Spark Quick Check is more of a tool within Enterprise Manager Cloud Control interface, and it started providing a Spark Quick Check starting with version 12.103, and it helps quickly validate system changes on production systems such as impact of a SQL profile, or if you want to create an index and want to validate it in a private session, or gathering optimizer stats as well as testing on production system within a controlled environment. So that's the use case for SQL Performance Analyzer Quick Check. So the third tool, database replay, that is a feature which was evolved as a solution for the need to be able to do a kind of realistic application testing. So before database replay, if you wanted to test any kind of changes against performance or workload, you had to buy a third-party tool and also a lot of manual work to simulate the actual workload. So in most cases, neither method was truly representative of your real workload. Also, making changes to a production environment without testing them could be a risky thing. So in essence, database replay allow you to record your Oracle workload in real time, and then you can play it back on the new system. So you can play the workload against another database, a different version of Oracle database, a different operating system. So that's the goal for database replay. And SQL Performance Analyzer is something like it helps you predict the impact of system change on SQL workload, and it's very low overhead capture of SQL workload to SQL. So you basically create a SQL tuning set on production system and test it out in the new environment. So coming to database consolidation workbench, that provides an end-to-end consolidation solution, and it helps with 3 phases basically. So plan, migrate, as well as validate, and that helps any user to understand what should be their database consolidation strategy, whether the workload coexist together for any selected strategy, or what kind of conflict might exist, like if you are planning for a consolidation. It help you answer, can the system handle the peak workload while maintaining the performance which is required by a database system, and also about how to perform the migration with reduced downtime, and how to test the chosen consolidation strategy to minimize the risk. So overall, it provides a solution for managing database consolidation. It's a risk-free and accurate approach to consolidation by eliminating any kind of guesswork or human errors. So analysis is based on historical workloads, means database related stats as well as host related matrices. It provides you automation in all phases of consolidation from planning to deployment, and it provides a flexible approach for various customer scenarios. So any database version 10 to database version or any higher versions, so they are supported by consolidation workbench. So one of the use cases is definitely to provide consolidation to Oracle private public cloud or moving to Exadata kind of systems. And it also supports HA options to minimize any downtime depending on source or destination database platform versions. So we look at SQL Performance Analyzer, and as I said in the beginning, it is used mostly for the unit testing of the SQLs. And it is widely used for unit testing, and you can start with basically capturing the SQLs in a SQL tuning set. Uh, and the criteria could be different. So it could be based on elapsed time or buffer gets, depending on workload behavior. And once the SQL tuning set is created, you can export the SQL tuning set to new environment for carrying out the testing. So when you capture STS or SQL tuning set, it gets all the performance data about each individual SQL IDs. And then in the new environment, you can assess the impact of any new changes, such as optimizer change or version upgrade or any new feature you want to test with, like multi-tenant or in-memory. There are certain steps. So in step 1, you are going to capture the workload into SQL tuning set on production side or on your on-prem system. And you would be able to clone the database to cloud using Oracle supported methods. And for PDB, you can use one-click migration that is also supported from Enterprise Manager Cloud Control. And for non-PDB, you can use transportable table space or data pump features. And in step 3, basically you do the SPA validation in cloud. So you can either use Cloud Control or Enterprise Manager Express, as well as APIs are supported. Trial 1 is building from STS, means convert from the SQL tuning set, and in trial 2, you will be doing running it against the cloud PDB. So test, execute, or explain plan. So there are different modes which you perform for your testing. Once you are done, it would be able to generate a report to validate any plan changes as well as any performance differences. So you can use various metrics such as buffer gates or CPU time and elapsed time to assess performance and fix if any issues are found in the new environment. So use this tool for performing your unit testing for the new migration. Now coming to database replay or concurrent replay. So database replay helps with load as well as performance testing with real kind of production workload. So production workload characteristics such as timing or transaction dependency, think time, so they are all maintained. What is done is, as part of the process, you start the capturing the workload at any specific time frame, and they are stored in a binary file. So you transfer these captured files to a test environment, you run the workload, analyze problem, fix the problem, you can test it again. You can use a flashback kind of technology so that any changes which will be done with the replay can be flashback, and database will be in a state where you can redo the testing. So you can also test the configuration changes or upgrades, downgrade, application change, storage, network, and interconnect kind of scenarios. So Oracle Real Application Testing use case for Oracle Cloud means moving database workload to OCI or any Exadata cloud service or any cloud environment quickly and safely. Consolidation Workbench is providing basically estimating cloud compute size and shapes. SPA DB replay can be used to ensure the workload is performing better or as expected on the cloud. SPA quick check for ongoing performance tuning, and you can use Oracle Cloud as your test system for on-prem databases. And once you are done with the testing, you can go ahead with migrating the database, or you can decide on your go live date. The basic advantage of using real application testing is it maintains the concurrency, and performance testing is good because it's a real workload. Using the database replay, you'd be able to scale up and do a stress testing or capacity planning. It provides validation for any OCI environment before going live, and work with any database as a service or schema as a service, or Devas VMs or bare metal XRCS. Uh, any database version support starting with 11G or 12C, CDB or non-CDB, RAC, Exadata, in-memory. So all of these cases can be tested. So it works across different platforms. So workload can come from maybe big Indian platforms like HPVX or AIX or Solaris, and you'll be able to do those testing in OCI provided database offerings. And it is definitely recommended for critical applications. And one of the things you have to keep in mind, like you should always perform a SQL performance analyzer testing before doing the database replay. So that way it helps adapt any new technologies faster. So this is one of the example, just to give you a view of like how a capture and replay reports looks like. So capture provides you all the information about how long you have captured, as well as how many replay clients you have used to replay the workload, how many user calls are captured, and database replay will be able to tell you like if all the captured sessions were replayed, or what was the divergence, means any SQL which was not played on the production, or basically on the test environment. And this is done after doing the SQL performance analyzer. So we discussed about the steps: creating SQL tuning set, cloning the database to cloud, and conducting the SPA trials. So SPA provides some report like which would be able to show you that how much DB time reduction has happened, if queries performance have improved, or they have regressed, and that gives you an opportunity to create another SQL tuning set for regress SQLs, and then run certain advisors such as SQL tuning advisor or SQL access advisor, and fix the regression. This is another report from SQL Performance Analyzer. So it shows here that improvement impact is 98%, and queries have improved. And you'll be able to see the criteria like buffer gets showing across two different trials. And we definitely see significant gain in terms of performance here. And they all have got a new plan in place. So new SQL plan has values. This is another example. I have compared the elapsed time as well as CPU time comparison for certain SQLs across two different environments. You would be able to do a Spark top SQL comparison. So in this example, I have taken 50 top SQLs from the production environment, and I'm testing it against the another environment on Exadata, and the chart is plotted based on the performance results here. So we see that production elapsed time versus Exadata elapsed time. And this criteria could be anything. It could be buffer gates or CPU time, depending on the requirement. This is again the AWR comparison, where our production hardware is like IBM P770 systems running on 64 cores, and I performed the same testing against the 24 core of Exadata system X2. And I have got the AWR report comparison, what kind of top time events or across two infrastructure, DB CPU versus DB time comparison. So in summary, database performance characteristic and tool for sizing we discussed earlier, and then we looked at database sizing or capacity planning on OCI. We also discussed about how to validate the cloud migration using SPA as well as database replay, and we learned how to interpret the performance characteristic using AWR and SQL Performance Analyzer. So that's the summary, and I hope you find this video useful. And for more information, you can always look at our oracle.com/cloud, and there you can get started with free tier, as well as any training as well as certification information are listed on our cloud portal. For hands-on lab, you can refer the Cloudable platform, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel where we post all the training videos. So thanks for watching.